Hey guys, back on another episode here with Josh and myself. Today we have a special guest, Quintien Calder. Quintien, before I ask you my first question, can you tell me a bit about your coaching background?
So in Australia, I started off just in Wobble, coaching at Rockingham Flames. So I did that mostly to coach my kids, and then we decided to jump ship as far as I needed a new voice for my daughter. So we went up to Cockburn because they had a lot of talented coaches. So it was a chance for my daughter to be coached by someone different, but also for me to kind of be around some really smart coaches and learn, engage kind of new philosophies and concepts and, you know, dive a bit deeper into being a sponge as a basketball coach. And then, so Wobble NBL one there. So I did under 18 boys for a couple of years, under 20s. Managed to, lucky enough to make a few finals, managed to win a final, 20s, D League. And then this year, something totally random. I was going to retire, to be honest. I was going to have some family time. And then a friend of mine was like, Hugh, you've got to come to Willetton. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to have summer off. He's like, nah, man, you got to come to Willetton. So I've gone to Willetton and I'm an assistant coach there this year, coming with their women's program in NBL 1. So nice change up. I haven't coached ladies or the opposite gender for a long time, and so that's been fun. Um, so we've done a bit of preseason already, helping with the junior program there to see if some of these athletes are ready to take the step up in NBL 1 in the next few years.
Yep. And so, as a coach in your experience, how is the best way that you've dealt with the parent, athlete, and coach dynamic?
Yeah, so I am probably a little bit different in the sense that having spent a bit of time in youth work and working in care schools, I have a slightly different view because my philosophies come from I really want to empower our young people to be really strong in their goals and their opinions. I don't share this one very often, but I have a saying with a few of the coaches that we work with that quite often there are parents that are trying to build the path for their child, and where I'm really big on building the child for their path. So I want to be able to empower them to be good decision makers, to be able to take a loss, to handle missing a shot that wins the game, a turnover. We bench a kid after one turnover, but who's to say that they don't find a solution to that turnover? So I'm a bit different. So I try really hard not to have too much parent involvement. I socialize with the parents as far as, I get to know them. They know that they can trust me, but ideally there's a really strong athlete coach relationship. So they know they can trust me and it's, not muddied by, the outside influence.
Yeah, that's I haven't thought about it in that way before. In terms of basketball skills, what do you think is the number one skill that needs to be developed in today's day and age?
So tangible or intangible? See, for me, intangible, it's grit. So many TED Talks out there and research that have done through, some major universities about teaching young people in general grit. And I don't think we allow that to be taught in basketball enough. My example being that, the one turnover and you get benched. You don't learn how to solve problems. You learn that I failed and I get punished. So I'm pretty big on that one as a social and emotional tool. As far as on the court, kind of changes. At the moment, I'm really big on, especially in like under 16s to under 20s, that kids that would like to go to NBL 1, it's very few kids that are going to go to NBL 1 or NBL and be the guy or the key, the scorer. So I'm really big at the moment on trying to create elite passes. I want everyone to be able to pass the ball at an elite level. Passing the ball seams up into the pocket so you can make it, when you catch, you can make a decision. Am I knocking down the shot? Or am I going to rip? But I've caught the ball where I want it. And now I make the decisions as opposed to having to drag it and taking time, turning the ball over. Kyle Armour was a good one for that, man. Yeah, he came to Coburn with us, he was really big on saying to the kids, give me the ball seams up. Otherwise, I'll just go get the ball myself. Like, it's like, give me a great pass, be a great, that's a great teammate that can give a great pass. You want to receive it, make sure you give it. So yeah, I'm pretty big at the moment. A lot of my feedback is every drill it's not just catch and rip. I want you to throw a great pass with that catch and rip. So I'm really big on that right now.
Yeah. And what do you think is the most misunderstood aspect of skills training?
I think it's just that, like, what is skills training? Like, we've got constraints-led approach. The moment we've got out the CLA, we've got the cones, the on-air drills. I think there's a time and place for all of it. I think it's a skill level thing, and it's an age group thing, and it depends on what you need. At the moment, working with say Carlin Hughes. So Carlin's had a great career. Played Division 1 college, played at St Mary's just before Paddy was there. Australian under-19s, was an elite scorer, and when I do skill work with him, it's a lot of it on air, but it's kind of relevant to what he's trying to teach. Where if we go back to the younger kids, we're trying to help them be better decision makers. So the CLA, constraint-led approach, is amazing for teaching people how to read, make a decision. You might fail a couple of times, but you put in the same scenario multiple times, you start to learn better decisions, better reads. But you also get to see what you're good at. If I as a guard and I rip and I get into 2 feet in the keyway, have I got a floater game or am I a passer? So you get put in the situation to learn those things, which is amazing. But then you get other skills coaches that are just out there, snap back, crossover through the legs around a coach. I'm like, if you're teaching an NBL 1 guy that, he's already got the decisions down and he's just fine tuning the angle he wants to take to get by somebody, or to, Carmelo Anthony, jab, pull it, but he understood the angle of the defender. So decisions are made, now it's fine tuning. You've got to understand where that athlete is in their development, in their playing career, and what they need. And I don't think a lot of coaches consider that. They watch something, they see something, and they mimic it, and they don't know why. So to me, the why you teach something is pretty big. Sorry.
Yeah. Josh, you got any other questions?
We'll wait till his light comes back on.
There
There you go. We got him back.
we go.
So I would like to learn a little bit more about your ice cream rule. Tell me about that.
So ice cream, mostly for juniors, but I've used it in the 20s and the D-League a little bit as well. It started off originally with a sports psychologist from the States. He was traveling around the world and doing a whole bunch of seminars with the parents of athletes. And he'd come to Perth, and I think he was at UWA. There might have been 100 parents in there. And I didn't get to go, but 3 or 4 of the athletes that I was working with at the time, they went, and they rang me up, all 3 of them, on the way home. Like, oh, coach, this is so amazing. And he was repeating what you said to us, and that's, when you get in the car, don't talk about the game. And so we kind of come up with this rule with one of the mums, and it's stuck. And that is, when you get in the car, don't talk basketball. Go get an ice cream. Go in and let the kid know, it doesn't matter if you lost, you didn't get minutes, you turned the ball over. Our relationship's not dependent on, and our emotions and our mood isn't dependent on how you play basketball, because it's a sport. And if you fail at something and you just get down on yourself and you overanalyze yourself, that tends to be a habit that you continue with. So we want them to be able to let it go have an ice cream, go hang out, have this parent-child relationship that it should have, and not this, oh man, you turned the ball over 7 times, you were terrible. Which, I've heard parents walking out the door like, man, you're not getting no PlayStation tonight because you were that bad. And I'm like, let them go play PlayStation. Or go get an ice cream. Like, let them digest the game when they're in a better emotional state. Like, talk about it after the ice cream when they're in a good mood and they're chilled and they're relaxed. Then go, oh man, you had a couple of turnovers. Was it same thing as, was it left hand passing to the left and you're not strong with that yet? We know what you want to work on the next few weeks. It gives you a guideline, but you do that without any emotion attached to it. Funny enough, I've started doing that this year after listening to a couple of coaches straight after games too. After a game, I don't talk to my team anymore. I used to, But this year I've made a conscious effort to hold in what I need to say. Like, we might have won but didn't play great, or we might have lost playing terrible, whatever the scenario. I don't talk to them even on a good game and we won. It's like, high five, great work, guys, see you at training. Off you go. And I encourage the parents to do the same thing. Don't digest the game now. Everyone's emotional. High or low, not the time or the place. And go get ice cream.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
That's it for today's show. Make sure if you're at Willetton, make sure you hit up Coach Quintien, and we'll see you next time.
Appreciate it, guys.